Test. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope the snacks were good. Yeah. You know, Christian, when you presented the ArcGIS AI with a WAC problem in the WAC deck. Today, when I was driving to work, I was stuck in traffic because there was an accident in front of the road. And I thought, what if we had a map where people would like post incidents and then we would avoid those routes? So maybe an idea, what if? So thank you for the kind introduction, Shito. Again, my name is Stephanie Sichamsoy. I am on behalf of StatSoli here. And today I will share with you our recent project we have been working on using ArcGIS. Therefore, the title of my presentation, StatSoli GeoPortal Implementation Using ArcGIS, with a subtitle, Unlocking Suriname's Potential with Subsurface Data. Thank you, Christian. So the outline of my presentation will be as follows. I will start with the introduction, where I will explain why it was important to do this project. Then I will give the objective of the project, followed by a quickly overview of the implementation process and provide you with the solution we have implemented. I will then highlight the key outcomes and benefits for StatSoli, and I will then close out with the next step we have envisioned for the project. So to start with the introduction, as all of you may know, StatSoli is an oil company with a mission to explore and produce oil. More recent, there has been some offshore discoveries, which will lead to production in 2028. Beyond our role as an operator, we also serve as a regulator within the petroleum sector. So some of the responsibilities are managing all subsurface data, promote Suriname's petroleum potential, managing production sharing contracts with international oil companies, monitor petroleum operations, and audit cost recovery. Today's presentation, I will focus more on the managing all the subsurface data. So here you will see a recent offshore map where, oops, the pointer doesn't work. So where in green you then see the blocks currently under contract, and the light blue is open acreage area. Why am I Not Christian. Okay. Sorry for that. So the light blue area are open acreage area currently not under contract by any companies. So in order to discover oil and produce oil, subsurface data is essential to conduct evaluation. And one of our responsibilities at data management is to make open file data accessible for companies. However, we see that the way we present the data was not the way forward. So we then realized our data management approach needed to evolve. So now I'll present to you the way how we list data. First, we started with static map and data packages. Here is an example of the way we have leased the data before. This proved inefficiency because for new projects, we realized that the customized data packages are needed because the predefined ones did not have the required data for the project. We then moved to data catalog, which was introduced last year. So this is an example of how the data catalog looked like. It still was based on static maps and content. Under this layout, we also noticed some challenges, like there was no comprehensive overview of all data available. There is no link with the metadata, and putting all data in one static map became overwhelming, while splitting them up was also inefficient. We also compared ourselves with other regulators who had already established platforms to showcase their data. So it became clear that we needed our own geoportal. So that's why we had the objective to make our open file data accessible for companies. The platform needed to be user-friendly, which could lead to reduce uncertainty for in their evaluation, leading to better investment decisions and confident in leasing the data. So now I will quickly guide you through the implementation process. We started with the gathering of the requirements. We did this by studying how other operators did build their portals. We also compared their approaches, and with this analysis, we then defined our own requirements. After establishing the requirements, we then had a vision of how we would want the portal to look and function. The GISsat team helped us build this geoportal. At the same time, we prepared the data and validated this to ensure reliability and accuracy. After the deployment of the system, we then did a thorough testing of the portal till we were fully satisfied of what we had. And we did the launch of this geoportal on the 24th of November. So now I will give you a before picture of how we envision the geoportal to look like. So here at the top, okay. So here at the top, you have the menu for easy navigation. Then you have the interactive map with below the table with the metadata information. So this was how we envisioned the geoportal to look and function. But now I will then present you how it now looks. This is a video. I will quickly guide you through it. So then we have at the top the menu items. We have a header with the portal name. It starts only geoportal, the purpose of the geoportal. And then we have the interactive map. So when we're talking about subsurface data, the most important data types are wells, 2D seismic, 3D seismic. So on the left-hand side, you then have these categories. We have the ability to view all wells, or it is categorized in data sets. So whenever you click on a well, there is a pop-up with their information. This is also the same for the 2D seismic. Clicking on it will then give you a pop-up with the relevant information. And then it also works for the 3D. As for the blocks, this is also the case. When clicking on the block, then you see a pop-up with the relevant information. So the best part of the geoportal will now be shown. So as I mentioned, our objective is to promote the Suriname's potential. Whenever an investor or a company wants to search for available data in an open acreage, they can then choose the selection tool, and then all the data available there will pop up. We also have reports embedded in our GeoPortal. And by the way, I forgot to mention, but this all was built in our GIS hub. So then we have an executive summary with the contents. We also have multi-client data available. So multi-client data is data that is not under our ownership, but we have this in our basin. So we just have this information there so that the investors can then move to their website and know where they or who they can contact to lease those information. We also have the leasing data sets instructions. As for the key outcomes and benefits for StatsOC, the launch of the GeoPortal marks a significant step toward how we present the subsurface data. By showcasing our open file data, the GeoPortal strengthening our trust with the stakeholders and the investors, and it also builds transparency for them. What is also important is the GeoPortal shows a strong tool as a promotion of the open shore offshore potential. This by showcasing open acreage area which can attract investors and stakeholders. The GeoPortal also is a modernized data management system where wells, seismic 2D and seismic 3D are centralized in a reliable platform. It is also user-friendly, which positions StatsOC as a forward-looking regulator in the region, offering advantage in innovation and accessibility. And the best part is it makes the offshore potential attractive. It makes it visible and attractive for the investor. So these were the key outcomes and benefits for StatsOC. And as next steps, we have envisioned for this project. By the end of this year, we would like to add more data to the portal, which would give a better context for the investor. By Q2 2026, we would automate the leasing process. As I've shown you in the video, there was a menu item with the leasing data sets instructions. So the way how we lease data sets currently is through email. So we would like to automate the whole workflow. And by Q4 2026, we would even like to integrate the payment to the portal. So I think this is the last slide. I think, Lisa, we're good on time. So here I would like to thank my colleagues from StatsOC who have contributed to this project, and also GISsat team for the invaluable support. Without their dedication and collaboration, we would not be able to launch this product, and I would not have the privilege to stand here and present to you. Thank you.